So I wanted to talk about the fashion of Innistrad. I feel like we should start with planeswalkers. I have this sort of tiered in my mind.
Mhm.
So I was thinking we'd start with Liliana Vess. I know she's not from Innistrad originally,
Yeah.
but she is an iconic part, and Liliana of the
yeah.
Veil comes from the original Innistrad, I think.
Yeah.
And is wearing a very iconic, memorable outfit. If we can maybe pull that up on the screen here.
Yeah.
So she's in this purple dress that kind of laces up, and the full art version of this, you can see her boots and everything else. Like, this is a great outfit. But one of the things that I was noticing about this, and I know some of the lore has changed here and there about planeswalkers, but generally, like, their bodies are not physical bodies in the same way that, like, people or monsters or others are. So one of the things that we kind of see throughout this this set is like this dress is completely off the shoulders, showing lots of skin, except for this sort of cool neck gorget thing that we'll see more of that later. That's apparently a style. So I don't know if she starts that, or she could be. She seems like kind of a trendsetter. Yeah, she seems like kind of a trendsetter. I could see people following her example.
Yeah.
But one of the things about Innistrad is that it's cold there. I remember reading this in the Planeswalkers Guide, which you can no longer access on the WotC site. So if anyone from WotC ever watches this, maybe y'all could fix that. I'd really appreciate it. I mean, I know you put it up in 2011, but come on.
It's
Innistrad.
We need to know everything about Innistrad.
So it's cold there.
Okay.
Innistrad is a cold plane. Like, think northern Germany. Like, I'm sure they have their seasons, but in general, like, it's not warm weather. It's not a warm climate. So we see repeatedly kind of a difference that humans versus, like, more magically inclined humans, vampires, planeswalkers, tend to dress differently.
And the humans are bundled up.
Yeah, humans tend to be more bundled up. We see more examples of, like, the Cathars. We can kind of skip around here. If we look at Cartographer's Survey, there's a woman depicted on there wearing this really beautiful fur-lined dress. It's a Donato Giancola piece, so of course I love it. I love the colors here.
First, I thought you were saying she was wearing a Donato.
Oh, no, this is
the
artist. Yeah, the artist Donato Giancola.
Like, I didn't know there were designers in Innistrad.
I mean, he designed this dress, if you think about it.
You don't? Okay, that's true. That's true. All right.
I'd love to know if he knew this was going to be a green card, because I love how the colors contrast with the green border.
Yeah.
But anyway, she's wearing this gorgeous, like, fur-lined dress, long sleeves, which is pretty typical for the humans of Innistrad. They tend to be more dressed for the climate. If we look at, I think if we look at the one before this, there's a couple examples I noticed when I was pulling these up on Scryfall that the more magically inclined human creatures, like the wizards and the ones that are into necromancy and, you know, other fun pastimes, also tend to be following suit with the vampires and showing more skin. So, like, for instance, on Beguiler of Wills, very similar outfit to what Liliana's wearing, the very fitted bodice. This one looks like it kind of connects to her neck gorget piece. But again, bare shoulders, long gloves, but then they're not covering the hands. Like, this is for looks, not practicality. Bitterheart Witch is another one. Totally bare arms. She has some kind of bracelet, or I'm not 100% sure what this is wrapped around her wrist. It could be a living creature, but it's an accessory. I'm going to give it to her.
Yeah. Either way.
This is another one I just really like, but it kind of follows that. This is a human shaman. She also just bare shoulders, bare arms, has this kind of cool headpiece thing going with her whole ensemble. The flowing ribbons behind her give this a lot of cool movement that otherwise wouldn't be there. Just another really neat outfit. I'm like realizing as I look at these, like, did I just pick a bunch of outfits that I would wear? Anyway. Moving on. On the other side.
Before we do, I want to look real quickly at Tireless Tracker.
Yes.
I love the card.
Yes.
But also I want cosplay wear like this.
That would be great. One of the things we see a lot with the human faction in Innistrad is the tricorn hats,
Mm-hmm.
lots of buckles, lots of belts, leather accessories. This is one that seems more like a practical fit.
Yeah.
We have less stuff here that looks like it's purely for show.
Yeah. But there's a range. There are a lot of Cathars
there are
and
a lot of
of
looks.
humans who are, involved in combat to some degree.
Yeah.
They have a range of kind of just leather and lots of buckles.
Yeah, leather buckles.
Ranging to lots of spikes. Spiky, spiky spikes.
Spikes are in on Innistrad.
Yes.
If you're looking for tips for your trip to the plane, spikes seem like a pretty fail-safe option.
Yes.
On the other hand, let's see. We can jump back to Planeswalkers because I went on a bit of a tangent there, and I apologize. I'm probably going to go on another tangent right now. So one of the most iconic Planeswalkers I think of Innistrad is Sorin. Fun little side note, the first booster pack, like the first Magic pack I ever opened, had Sorin Solemn Visitor in it. So obviously I was sold. This was the game for me.
Yeah.
No going back.
Man, I opened a Millstone. This is
I'm
much
so
better
sorry.
It was revised. It was
okay, yeah.
I opened a dual land in that era too. I still have it, so
well, then I think you're fine.
I'm okay.
Yeah, I think you're doing okay. Anyway, so Sorin, he's wearing this really cool long coat. He's got some armor attached to it, chest plate armor, some more belts, so you know he's from Innistrad.
Yes.
We don't want there to be any doubt. But he also has a lot of interesting looks. He, I should have looked up and seen how many Planeswalker cards he has had, but it's not one of the more it's not one of the highest numbers. I want to say maybe 7, 9, maybe more.
Quick search. Looks like 4, 5, 6, 7, 8.
Okay. 8. Yeah. Dead right in the middle. So not a lot, which another fun fact, I've opened a strange number of these considering the number of printings. Like I've opened a lot of Sorins for some reason. So he's got a couple looks. Most of the time we see him in the same outfit he's wearing on Solemn Visitor. In his original printing, Sorin Markov, it's the same thing. He's got a different coat, it looks like, or it's a slightly different take on the coat.
Always lots of buckles.
But yeah, lots of buckles. We still have the little armor embellishments. They look a little bit different, but still we got buckles here on the wrist. We've got buckles.
It's kind of a Rob Liefeld kind of.
Oh yeah, it's a little bit of that.
But instead of pouches.
Instead of pouches, buckles.
Yeah, that's good.
So that's kind of the feel here.
They scaled back a little bit in the Crimson Vow.
They do, but
not entirely.
He's going to a wedding.
Yeah, sure.
So we ditched some of the buckles
and add some ruffs on the shirt.
We added some ruffs on the shirt. We're a little more casual. It's interesting how they have him wearing this red necklace thing that matches always. The armor plate, like, because it kind of looks that's part of the armor in the other depictions, but on Sorin the Mirthless, it looks like a necklace. So I don't know if that's clearly that's meant to be connected. I don't know if that's meant to be like the same thing.
I don't know if that's mentioned in the story or anything. I
don't remember that being specifically mentioned.
Yeah.
Also, I need to look up the name of the artist for this one. This is the artist who has done a lot of illustrations for Castlevania. And I feel like I manifested this printing of Sorin the Merciless. Okay. Yes! I feel like I kind of manifested that into being because I used to remark before they started doing Secret Layers and all these alternate printings that it would be so cool if we could just have Ayami Kojima.
Okay.
That's the artist. If we could just get some art in this style, and then lo and behold, Crimson Vow comes out, and they made this, and all my dreams came true.
Really beautiful.
But again, we have the very long coat. It looks like it's probably a slightly different take. This one might have, I can't tell if it's sort of a popped collar situation or almost a hood.
Yeah.
It's kind of hard to say from this viewpoint, but I could go on. Anyway, again, we've got the belts. We've got some buckles.
Sorin's design is so goth. I mean, he's a vampire.
Yeah,
but
it is
the color schemes and all, particularly in Crimson Vow, it's black, white, black and white, black and white, and the red.
The red. Yeah, the red accents.
The red necklace and the red wine.
Yeah.
And that's it. And that's
wine.
Oh, yes. It's beautiful.
Yeah, love it.
It's really beautiful.
Everything about it, 10 out of 10. Yeah, also Garuk is there. We looked him up.
Sure.
He's not from Innistrad, but he does figure prominently in the story.
Yeah.
So this one, his outfit in Garuk Relentless, which is from original Innistrad, is a bit more in line with what we see some of the Cathars and the Hunters wearing. It's more practical. He's got some furs.
Yeah.
He has some bulky armor. Notably, not as many belts or buckles. So he's kind of defying the overall trend, but he's got a few.
Okay, I was going to say.
Yeah, not as many as some of the folks we've talked about, but, you know, he's got a few.
Okay.
But yeah, his is just kind of a nice practical, like, I feel like he's going to fit in just fine with some of the human hunters and folks that we're going to see in the series, in the sets as we go on.
Yeah.
Which I think, I know we looked at Tireless Tracker. There was another one that we had pulled up. Apprentice Sharpshooter. Yeah. This is another really good example of the furs, the armor, got the spikes on the shoulders. She's got the spikes. But again, more of a practical fit for being an archer.
Okay, this is another one of those times where we look at Magic cards all the time, and there's always these nuances I'm missing. What is going on with this little target?
I think that's meant to be a werewolf.
Oh, its face is just kind of like
it's kind of
cute
a goofy,
and surprising.
Yeah, it's kind of a goofy drawing of a werewolf who looks really surprised to have been shot.
Which, fair. Okay,
yeah,
okay,
which
sorry.
is kind of just a fun little whimsical addition. Yeah, I love finding these little things when we're doing these videos, and I look at art and I'm like, I've never noticed that.
Yes.
So if we look at some of the other vampires specifically, since I've already talked ad nauseam about Sorin, we can talk about his grandfather, Edgar Markov, who is joining us today. I brought a little artifact for show and tell. This is my artist proof illustrated by Vulcan Baga, the original artist, which I'm very pleased to own.
Get it up closer to the camera.
Let's show him a little bit closer. Let's see. We've got a little bit too much light glare
too much
there.
Glare, unfortunately. Oh, that's pretty good right there.
Yeah, fantastic. It's the oversized card I chose so that we could get more space.
It's possible not everyone knows what artist proofs are.
That's true. So an artist proof is a version of the card that is sent to the artist that's blank on the back. So it doesn't have the traditional brown magic back with the 5 colors. And they're generally kind of sought after by collectors if the artists choose to distribute them in any way. A lot of folks will sell them with sketches on the back. It's a really cool little thing to have. If you particularly like a card or an artist's work. Kind of a neat way to support magic artists because they're generally not as expensive as buying like original work or a print or something like that. So a more affordable way to collect something and have that little artifact in your home. So Edgar Markov in the story is Sorin's grandfather. This is the guy responsible for vampirism.
Not just the Markov line, but
not just the Markov
vampires.
guy. Yeah, he was an alchemist who did some experiments involving angel blood, and vampires were the result.
I don't know why I'm shocked by that.
I don't know. Yeah, I don't know why.
That's Innistrad. That's exactly the kind of thing.
What else do you do on Innistrad?
Yeah, right. Okay.
But he's got a really iconic look. He's interesting because up until Commander 2017, which was the tribal set, he was not shown on any art. He was mentioned in flavor text, but this is his first depiction on a card, and he is dead center. I love how he has all these attendants kind of helping him get suited up for wherever he's going. And I was thinking about it, like, this is a really cool way to depict a character that we've previously never really gotten to see or know. He's covered in armor. It's very ornate, but like this guy's untouchable, basically. He has this really elaborate red and silver armor. There's another depiction of this outfit. It's exceedingly small, though. It's kind of showing like the vampirism ritual where he's offering the chalice to Sorin's depicted there. You can see Olivia in the background. Like it's kind of a cool little piece. It's just exceedingly small. So this kind of goes back to some of our other discussions about magic art being incredibly cool at full size, but kind of hard to appreciate at card size sometimes. This one, though, I think, like, I love this look personally.
I think that's a gift that some of the best magic artists have. Is somehow making it appear as though you can see more detail than you actually can, or creating detail in a way that shows up at this scale.
They're working for, like, working toward that scale. Like, this one, even though it's an incredibly detailed piece, is you're able to see that even at card size. Like, it's something you can easily appreciate.
I don't want to derail too much, but like Storm the Seed Core, not an impressive card at all, but it is just legendary for this same effect.
Oh, yeah.
It's got... it's just astounding.
Yeah, I love the way this looks.
Yeah. Anyway.
Yeah, we could go on. But yeah, I love how this works, especially at card size. Like, you can still appreciate the importance of this character.
Yeah.
This is clearly someone who is of great note within the vampire community.
Right.
There's also a really awesome judge promo of this card.
Which is the only other printing so far,
Which
right?
is the only other printing in existence.
Hence $100
card. Exactly. I think the judge promo is currently somewhere around $260, and the original is like $150 to $170.
I'm going to check that real quick, just because we can.
Yeah. That is it's just the original Commander printing, and okay, about $100 for Edgar and about $230 for the judge promo.
Wow. Yep.
But yeah, those are the only two printings. So if you want to play this card and you're opposed to proxies, this is it. But I love this one too.
Artist proofs count as proxies?
I think for tournament play, yes.
Sure, they do.
But in your play group,
you know,
to do whatever you want. But yeah, I also really like this one. He's wearing the same outfit, and I kind of wish he was dressed a little bit differently, because I feel like this is meant to be a younger version of him with the other vampire heads of family. I think that's Falconwrath back there, and I'm not 100% sure who the lady is.
Who is
because there's Runo Stromkirk.
That's what I'm thinking.
Yeah, he's the one that went off and started his aquatic cult in Nephalia. And we see him.
I am trying
recently.
so hard not to make an Encanto reference right now. Anyway.
Sorry. Anyhow, yeah, I think this is Falconwrath and Voldarin in the background. Olivia. Yeah, not Olivia. But well, she doesn't have her signature red hair, so I'm like, that's a predecessor or someone else in the family. That's what I think is happening in this card, but I love his red robe that he has more prominent here, but you can still very much see the armor.
And you're right, it's the same armor, but it looks
same armor,
more vibrant.
Yeah. And he's had a haircut, so I feel like this is him in his younger days, maybe. Yeah. There is one other depiction of some clothes he wears in a Val card, Groom's Finery, which, again, he kind of has this little signature piece that includes this red rosette thing,
right?
Which appears on his armor. It also appears on some other vampire cards. There was one other one that I was able to find. Markov Purifier has the same motif. So this one is from Crimson Vow, where I presume this guy is in some way part of the wedding between him and Olivia.
Yeah.
And I really like the flavor text on this card about the ceremonial incense being a concoction of Edgar's, being a blend of blood from his favorite human lineages. Which is just kind of fun.
Yeah. He's a gourmand.
Yeah, he really appreciates the finer things. Mm-hmm. But let's see, I think there was one other card I wanted to talk about. Fires of Undeath. This was another one that I threw her in here in the vampire section because of the flavor text about drinking of those who are worthy of her palate. So I assume she's a vampire, but this is an instance, so who's to say? But this is another one where we have the exposed shoulders and top, the neck gorget, kind of a headpiece thing, and a similar, like, really fitted bodice. The impractical gloves, they're not covering her hands at all. Like, this is just for show.
Arm warmers.
Arm warmers, and then they're connected to either the train of her dress or some sort of shawl. I'm not entirely sure which, but despite the impracticality of this garment, I mean, I don't know where she's going, so who am I to judge? I should withhold my judgment.
I would not try to judge her.
No, I should withhold my judgment.
All right, so is that the vampires?
Yeah, I think that's about it for vampires. As far as humans, I know we've jumped around a little bit. I think we've mostly talked about the majority of the ones I wanted to mention. Not everybody, though, is dressed for style. I did want to highlight Geralf, Visionary Stitcher, Geese's brother, for dressing for the job he wants. He's not the most fashion-forward character, but I appreciate that he is showing up in something practical. He's just got this basic white shirt and a full coverage apron, which I'm sure serves him very well in his stitching activities. Not the sort of things you'd want to wear your finery for.
Yeah, so we have a couple of depictions of him, and it looks like in his card, Geralf, Visionary Stitcher, he's really posing nicely for it. He has the apron cinched back. It's more form-fitting, whereas in Inspired Idea, that's more just a captured a moment in the life.
It's
that's a candid.
Yeah.
That's
it's a candid photo. Yeah. He's not posing for that one.
Right.
Yeah, I wanted to highlight him as not everybody is.
You can't be on all the time.
Exactly.
Not everyone can. Not
everyone.
Not if you're doing ambitious work.
He's clearly doing some very ambitious things.
that exclamation right there, that's just Innistrad.
Yeah.
And I love it.
Yeah.
But damn. All right.
What a fun plane.
Yeah.
This is another Vulcan Baga piece that I really like. This is Increasing Ambition, which I have no idea if this is a named character in any capacity, but I just really love what this guy is wearing. And it occurs to me that I might have overly represented black cards in this rundown, but that's of no surprise to anyone.
No.
So, yeah, I love what this guy is wearing. This is another great situation where they've used the art to really convey the status of this person. This guy looks powerful to me.
Yeah.
I love the half-hidden face, the red adornments on his sleeves, the jewelry, or if that is part of his outfit.
Yeah.
Looks like he has a little skull necklace thing there. All of that's great. It's the demon skull above the head. I kind of want to be this guy. That's how I feel when I play this card.
I think I'm just trying to, obviously it's a painting, but it looks like it's a depiction of leather.
Yeah.
It's like a, yeah.
Yeah, it has that look to it. It would have a leathery feel. Which on Innistrad, who knows what kind of skin that is.
Yeah, but also warm.
Warm.
So far,
he is so warm.
So far, he's a human.
He's a human.
He needs the warmth.
He's warm.
If he succeeds at whatever he's up to right here, maybe not so much a human anymore.
Yeah. Maybe he will no longer need to be that warm. Yeah. But for the time being, he's toasty.
I wonder if it involves Ormondal.
It might.
All right.
Oh, yeah, there was another one. Speaking of clothes, I wanted to include Invisible Stalker because all he is clothes.
Yeah. the quintessential tricorn hat.
Yeah, the quintessential tricorn, front and center, just a nice rain jacket.
If you see someone wearing a tricorn hat at a Magic Fest, they're repping Innistrad, right?
Yeah.
That's
Where else are they from? Exactly. And then there's Odric. He is very sharply dressed. I really this is one of those that I did not notice some of the little details on until I zoomed in on the art.
Yeah.
But he has these cool little feather adornments as part of his outfit. And one of them is black and matches the little black stripe in his hair, which is kind of a cool touch.
That's really nice. I had never picked up on this. So the version we're looking here on the screen is from Commander Masters, but he's from
Innistrad.
But from original Innistrad or the original block, or was this?
That card is not printed in. I don't think that card is printed in any Innistrad.
Okay. This is a Commander,
but he the character is from Innistrad, which is why I threw him in here. And then he has those little Avacyn's mark on his
Magic 2013 was
What's the word for the armor that just goes over the arm? Gauntlet?
Yeah.
Okay.
I think so.
He has Avacyn's symbol on there too.
On his gauntlets. Right. Yeah.
Which I just love those. I love those subtle little details that they use in magic art to kind of show us who these people are. Because there's the story. There's a lot of stuff you can dive into outside of the game, but I think for most people who are enjoying it, we learn about these characters through the game.
Yeah.
We learn about them through flavor text and these little, artistic depictions of them. So I love those little details. They make me happy.
Yeah, that's beautiful.
Yeah, I think I've talked about this for a lot, so we can go through my zombies and monsters bit pretty quickly. There were a couple of highlights here. One of my favorites is Averbrook Caretaker, which is a human werewolf. The front side of the card depicts her with a wolf or dog, and I just really love the simplicity of color in her dress. There's so much nice texture in the ruffles that they've done.
This is unlike anything we see anywhere else.
This is very different. The backside of this is like a naked werewolf, so it doesn't really matter. But I love this art. Like this, I would buy this painting and hang it in my house. Beautiful, and I love the simplicity of color. We have the nice accent of the pink flowers that she's braiding together, the green around her. But just, I love that they didn't do a lot of different stuff with her dress. It's just white, and it has all of this really nice detail around the collar and the skirt, which creates a lot of visual interest. Yeah. And as far as other monsters, I kind of struggled. Zombies aren't really doing a lot in terms of fashions.
Yeah. In as much as they have clothes, it's the clothes of the person who they used to be.
It's not one of their priorities. But Headless Rider is one of my favorite cards. And he's basically just wearing probably whatever he was wearing when he died, some human guy's cloak and outfit. I just love the colors in this. This looks especially good in foil. I'm not the biggest fan of foils in Magic, but this card with the moon in the background and the glowing lights and the skulls and the horse's eyes looks so good in foil that I had to get one. We also have Mikaeus, who is probably the most stylish zombie, but again, wearing the same outfit he died in, so he's not doing anything creative here.
They clearly don't have... Oh, never. I was thinking of vampires. I was going to say Avacyn's symbol doesn't repel things the way like the cross does in our world, but that's irrelevant. Zombie, not a vampire.
Yeah, and it's clearly not a problem for him. No. I do love, though, how they show his staff is broken. And that's kind of just a nice visual nod to that this is clearly not his... This isn't how he started life.
No. But I'm noticing another visual detail I haven't seen before. The kind of relief wall he's touching has a depiction of either himself or someone in his vestments. I mean, I kind of think of him as like the Abyssinian Pope. I don't know if that's accurate, but I could see that guy in the background either being him specifically or someone who has previously held his position. And this is just the ruins of the...
He is literally coming out of the ruins of the church.
Yeah, that's a nice symbol.
What a way to go out.
All right. Have we done it?
I think we've done it. I mean, I could talk more, but
Well, maybe we will eventually, but for today.
I think for today, I should be done.
All right. Good job.